Well, hello everybody. Hope you're doing good. Hope life's been treating you good. I'm recording this video in the middle of January, right smack dab in the middle of January. It's January the 15th. I'll be posting this actually today, and I hope wherever you are that you're warm. Sanja and I spent, before we moved to Illinois, we spent almost 5 years, a little over 4.5 years, living in Bismarck, North Dakota. So when we moved to Illinois, Illinois is kind of known for having cold weather, kind of being a northern state. But honestly, the winters have been pretty mild to us after living in the great state of North Dakota. But I will say they've earned my respect this week. For the last couple weeks, we've had some pretty cold weather, and even down south where my parents live, my daughter, it's really been cold. And even out in Killeen, Texas, where my son and his family live, it's been a little colder than normal. So hey, hats off to all of us snowbirds that don't have anywhere to fly. And so we just have to endure this cold weather, but it is beautiful, and it does kind of give you a little bit of invigorating if you jump in there and embrace it, I guess. So I hope you're warm. And anyway, let me jump into the video that I want to record today. I've been working on this. This is part 5 of a series, Secrets to Success. And I got this a number of years ago, if I remember right, close to 20 years ago now, from a periodical that I read, an article from it, Investors Business Daily, and it said 10 Secrets to Success. And so I remember reading that, and I just kind of built a little lesson off of it. I said, I want to keep these principles, and every so often I go back and check them. And so it came up, it rotated back up, and I've been writing to my children, my grandchildren lately. It just kind of ramps it up as I try to have somebody specifically in mind that I'm writing to. And so this series I've been writing to my son, and so it's kind of from that perspective. But I want all of us to be a success. I want the ministers under my care, the churches, friends, family, anyone who sees this. I want us all to be a success, to not get to heaven and stand before our Lord, and we discover that if we had dared to, as they using the term today, focus our lives better and be a better steward of the gifts and talents that we've been given, that we settle for being a 2, 3, 4, 5 talent guy, whatever, but we could have been a 10 talent person. We could have really leveraged our life to the fullest. And that's what I want for all of us. When we hear "well done, good and faithful servant," I want us to be able to hear that we gave it our best, that we leveraged our life to the fullest. And everybody can't be a 10 talent guy, and there's no disgrace, but you want to give it all. You want to be all that you can be. And so that was kind of my motivation. That's my motivation to writing to my son. And so here's this is number 5 of 10. The first one, take action. Goals are nothing without action. This will be in the notes. Never stop learning. Be persistent and work hard. Learn to analyze details. And then today, focus your time and money. Focus your time and money. And so I'm just going to read my letter, maybe throw in a comment or two. But anyway, so I'm writing to Lee. This is my son. He's a chaplain in the military, in the Army, serves our country. I'm very proud of him, he and his family. And so I'll just read it. Lee, being in the military, you do not have the privilege of being master of your time, but then few are. But we must try. Surrender every minute reluctantly. There will always be people fighting for your time, but there will be very few fighting for you and your family. That's your battle. And the battle is fought minute by minute and dollar by dollar. And then I gave him a little something that I have been doing, and I'll get off track and backslide on this, and then I'll rope myself back in. But it's what I call the lowering the dome of silence over my day. And what I mean by that is that I choose not to listen to or read the news or podcast. Believe it or not, occasionally I'll play a video game or two, and man, they can just, you can end up wasting minutes and an hour just like that. And so I lower this dome of silence over my day by not listening to or reading the news or podcast or YouTube videos. I choose not to play any video games. I lower this dome of silence over my entire work day. I shut myself off from the world and focus only on what I must get done for the day. Remember, focus your time. I have found this so beneficial and energizing and productive. I get what I want to get done more quickly. Now notice how I worded that. I get more done. That's not the goal, to get more and more done, but to get what you want to focus what you're wanting to get done. And so I get what I want to get done more quickly, and then I have more time available to do what I want to do. And I found that my emotions and attitudes are so much better as well. Have you found yourself, you get all this election, and now they're going through all the vetting, the cabinet, whatever they call it, those interviews they're having, and it's just so caustic, and you just allow yourself to get so consumed with it, and maybe even get your emotions worked up. Well, that's just wasted. I mean, it's not a thing we can do about it. And so lower the dome of silence is something that I do to fight for my minutes, to make them count. And so then in the evening, if there is time, I may then cast abroad and see if the world is still standing. So far, the world has done pretty much the same as it always has, whether I know about it or not. Years ago, I read a book, a very impactful book by a fellow by the name of Stephen Samples. In his book, The Contrarian Leader, and the way he does it, he says, if it's important, somebody will tell you. And I have found that to be true. If it's important, somebody will tell you. So lower the dome of silence. That's just one thing that I was recommending to Lee to fight for every minute of his time. He's in the military. He can't just do what he wants to do when he wants to do it always, but there's things he can do with every minute. We all have, or maybe not all of us, but we have jobs, we have responsibilities, there's things that we have to do, but give up every minute reluctantly. Fight for your time. Now, here's my advice on money. Money is your time commodified. In other words, buy time with your money. You want to use your money so that you can gain independence, so that you can do what you want to do with your time. What I mean, in other words, as I wrote to Lee, what I mean by this is manage your finances in such a way that you can do what you want with who you want and when you want. Or manage your money so that you can pay others to do what you do not want to do. It's not that you're too good to do certain things. It's that you only have one life and you want to leverage it to the fullest, doing the things God called you to do with the people you love the most. Now, this doesn't happen overnight, but just like with your time, surrender your dollars very carefully. The more you can put your money to work for you, the sooner you will not have to work for your money. This doesn't mean that you'll not work. God has a work for all of us to do, but it does mean that under God, you get to do life on your terms. That is so liberating. There's nothing more soul numbing than having to work just to make money to pay your bills. Sadly, most people spend their lives living under this bondage, but you don't have to. Focus your time and your money toward freedom and independence. Do what you do for the love of God and those He's called you to serve, not just to survive or to impress others. Life's too short for that. And so that's my advice to us today. Focus your time and your money. Fight for every minute and give up every dollar reluctantly unless it's going toward gaining you independence so that you can do for God what you want to do, when you want to do it, and with the people you want to do it with the most. All right, God bless you. Let's keep running to win. We'll see you around the bend.